Good evening from Madison La Follette High School. Time for the Prep Mania Game of the Week on TVW and Channel3000.com. It's boys basketball in the Big 8 Conference as the Sun Prairie Cardinals visit the La Follette Lancers. John Boyle, Jay Wilson with you. The Sun Prairie Cardinals visiting team in the black uniforms with their red lettering. They are being introduced. Cooper Nelson, number 11, is a 6'5 senior. Brendan Worley, 14, 6'2 senior. 23, Brock Voigt, 6'5 senior. 24, Dawson Hughes is a 5'11 junior. And Alex Voigt is a 6'5 senior. Those are the starting lineup for Jeff Booz in his 24th season as Sun Prairie's head coach. Now here come the home team, the La Follette Lancers. They'll be in their white uniforms with the maroon lettering. And they'll be starting. Now they have a video playing on the scoreboard right now. So while that's going on, John, welcome back. This game isn't for the conference championship. Madison East has it locked up, but there's still plenty on the line for a second place perhaps in the league.
Yeah, this is a good rivalry, Sun Prairie and La Follette. And this is a game that I always felt in coaching that, boy, you got to be careful not to go backwards here. The conference race is essentially settled, although, like you said, they are fighting it out for second place, but tournaments coming up, seeding is already taken care of, so this game doesn't involve seeding. The main thing here, Jay, I think, is you do not want to play poorly. You do not want to backslide going into the tournament, because that can cost you.
Here's the starting lineup for Kurtrell Robinson's Madison La Follette Lancers. Donnell Gray wears number 2, senior, 5'9". 23, David Gray. He's a 6'2 junior. Number 5 is Ben Probst. He's a 6'1 junior. Number 11 is Troy Reeves. He's a 6'1 senior. And number 13 is Isaiah Stewart, 6'1 junior for the Lancers. Veteran officiating crew ready to take charge here, and we are just about set to go. La Follette 11-4 in the Big 8, 14-5 overall. Sun Prairie 11-5 in the Big 8, 15-5 overall. These two teams met earlier this season, and it was a wild one. That was Friday, December 21st. La Follette beat Sun Prairie in Sun Prairie. The final was 105-104 in 2 overtimes.
Got to make sure we check. Looks like these refs are in good shape, so they can keep up with this if we have the same type of thing going on. One thing I think we want to note here, Jay, is that Sun Prairie is without their second and third leading scorers for the game tonight, and that could be an issue.
Rajay Williams and Delaware Hale both not on the team tonight. So that's a couple of big losses for Sun Prairie. We'll see how they handle it. In the meantime, La Follette driving. Gray high off the rim and no good. And the rebound to Dawson Hughes for Sun Prairie. Cardinals first possession.
See, it looks like Hughes is going to have to handle the pressure out on top, and there's going to be a lot of it from La Follette. I think that's the job that Williams would have handled if he were here tonight.
Hughes three-pointer misses, and on transition, it's Isaiah Stewart. Basket and a foul. So La Follette outrunning quickly, up 2-0.
Sun Prairie's going to have to pay attention to getting back. Yeah, if they get back like they did on this possession, we're going to see it again here. If they just didn't get back, La Follette had 3 back, while Sun Prairie just had 1, and if that's going to be the way it's going to go tonight, it's going to be a long night for the boys from Sun Prairie.
Isaiah Stewart averages 8.8 points a game. His free throw is good, so he completes the 3-point play. The personal foul was on Dawson Hughes, his first, so quickly La Follette up 3-0.
And we'll be following how Sun Prairie handles this pressure. They did a pretty good job of it that time.
Knocked out by La Follette.
La Follette is going to come out and guard you all over the place, so you better be paying attention.
For La Follette, Malik Cameron, 6'2 junior. Not suited up tonight, so La Follette missing one of their players who gets a fair amount of playing time.
There's La Follette's pressure on the perimeter, causes turnover.
La Follette averaging almost 77 points a game. Probst with a nice move. Good looking jump shot. Hits back iron. No. Cooper Nelson rebounds. He, of course, the son of Scott and Becky Nelson. Scott played football for the Wisconsin Badgers, and Cooper Nelson, the preferred walk-on opportunity with Wisconsin. This is Alex Voigt. And he scores.
That's where Sun Prairie is going to have a little bit of an advantage. They're quite a bit bigger than La Follette. La Follette's a very small team. And if Sun Prairie can take advantage of their height, like this play here, where it was a kind of like a Ethan Happ move inside there.
There you go.
They go inside, they're bigger. That might work out well for them.
Well, Stewart with another strong move to the basket draws a two-shot foul. That foul is on Alex Voigt, so he has one. 2 team fouls on Sun Prairie. Stewart shoots 2, missed the first. And that one rolls home, and Stewart has all 4 points in our game for La Follette.
Okay, here we go. Let's see what Sun Prairie does against the pressure.
Brendan Worley. Does a nice job. Yep, getting into the front court. Now here's Worley driving, and he draws the foul. Looks like that's going to be on Isaiah Stewart, the first foul on La Follette in the half.
Here's the drive. Sun Prairie did not really react well from the weak side to come over to help, which is what they needed to do there. Sun Prairie is a team that's going to attack the inside, Jay. They're not really what you would call an outside shooting team. Like, we've had games where over half the shots have come from outside the three-point line. I don't think you're going to see that from Sun Prairie.
Worley makes 1 of 2, which makes sense. He's a 56% free throw shooter. That's a long 3 missing. That was taken by Troy Reeves, who leads La Follette in scoring with 15.8 points a game. Pretty good three-point shooter, too, making 43% of his attempts. Missed that one, though. And La Follette remains up 4-3. Here's Voigt. Nice little stop move and start by Hughes. Can't get the shot to roll in. Taken off the floor by Donnell Gray, the lightning quick guard for La Follette. Here's Reeves.
Good job by Sun Prairie getting back and getting their defense set that time.
Well, that time Stewart had a good look from the corner with a 3. And the rebound goes to Sun Prairie. Cardinals look to take the lead.
If Sun Prairie can keep La Follette on the perimeter like that, that's going to be a big advantage to them. And La Follette's they've been sweeping the boards. They aren't giving Sun Prairie any second chances even with their height advantage.
Another 3-point miss for Reeves. It remains 4-3 Lancers. Now Voigt gets it on the block. Double team. Finds his teammate. That shot is short and knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with Sun Prairie.
Okay, it looks like we can tell already what Sun Prairie's game plan is going to be. They're going to try and pound it inside and take advantage of the difference in height between themselves and La Follette. It's probably a smart way to go about it.
Anthony Austin, 20 for Sun Prairie. You saw him in. He's a 6-foot senior guard. And number 10, Colin Schaefer, 6-foot junior guard. Schaefer's been hurt most of the season. He's trying to play his way back. And boy, what an addition it would be if Schaefer can return to his old form for Sun Prairie as they hit the tournament.
Boy, that's got to be a tough thing, though, for Schaefer to do. Holy cow, he's missed, 95% of the season, and to come in now and fit in with your teammates and get your health back, that's going to be tough. But he is, he's a good player.
Yep.
Maybe he can handle it.
Now here's Brock Voigt driving and draws another foul. Well, both teams going strong to the basket and drawing contact. So Voigt will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. That's Donnell Gray, his first personal.
See, again, La Follette was late with their help. They're going to need to get those people from the backside there much quicker than that.
Brock Voigt missed the first free throw. He had a season-high 31 against Beloit Memorial December 1st. Voigt on the year, 14.3 points and 6.3 rebounds a game, 0 for 2 from the line. So Sun Prairie starts out 1 out of 4 from the charity stripe.
Sun Prairie is just not a real good shooting team, Jay, and that includes from the free throw line. They're very average at best.
Here's Donnell Gray, 3, got it. Oh, you really like Donnell Gray, don't you?
Yes, I do. I think he's an excellent player.
What's not to like?
Yeah.
21, Derek Gray, the third of the Gray brothers. Donnell, David, and Derek.
Yeah, Donnell last week in their big game against East, he struggled late in the game with cramping. And I'm not sure that the outcome of that game might have been a little different had he stayed healthy that whole game, because he's tough to deal with. He's their best player. Yeah. He's tough to deal with.
Well, we were fortunate to bring you the Follette East game on the Game of the Week when they played at East. And John, you were here Friday night when the East clinched the Big 8 Conference Championship as Voigt's 3 misses. And both of those games, so many people said, boy, it was just like the good old days when there was jam-packed crowds.
It was packed. Both those games were fun to be at.
Well, that time a little jump pass attempt. Well, it ended up okay for Sun Prairie. And as Brock Voigt drives to the hoop, guess what? He's going right back to the free throw line. Troy Reeves gets the personal, his first.
That was just a little bit of being in the right place at the right time.
Yeah. So here's Brock Voigt, 65% from the free throw line this season. Now he's 1 out of 3 tonight. That's his first point.
Yeah, if you're going to be successful against La Follette, it's very advantageous to shoot your free throws well, because La Follette's tremendously aggressive, and in all likelihood, you're going to shoot some free throws in a game against La Follette.
That one short, body on the floor. That's Daniel Hawk, who just entered for Sun Prairie. He's number 22.
Well, Sun Prairie's going to need to try and keep La Follette out of the lane.
Stewart kicks out for Reeves. That was a good look from Troy Reeves, and he'll usually hit that.
Yeah. They got that one off of the penetration and the kick out. Got a good shot out of it. Didn't make it, but...
Here comes La Follette running. Gray.
Again,
they got David Gray for 2.
Sun Prairie just did not get back in time, and sometimes there's nothing you can do about that. With the quickness that La Follette has, you're just not going to be able to beat them down the court. Here we go again. Yep. See what happens here.
David Gray knocks the entry pass away, and Prather scores his basket, and timeout, Sun Prairie. La Follette's running. They're up 11-4.
Against that kind of attack, what you have to be able to do, if you're Sun Prairie, is you have to be able to get back, not with La Follette, but you have to get back, get your defense set. Get in front of that rim to protect it, because if La Follette can, they're going to go right to the rim. So get back, get your feet set, get some other players back, get some help. And here's a good example where they didn't get back and get their feet set to get in front of them. And we're going to see it again here. See, that's getting back with La Follette, and that's not going to do you any good. That's going to make for a long night for Sun Prairie.
Big 8 boys basketball standings. Madison East clinched the championship, 15-1. La Follette, second place, 11-4. And Memorial and Sun Prairie in a tie for third right now, with Middleton right close behind in 5th. Other games tonight, in addition to Sun Prairie at La Follette, Janesville Craig's at Madison East, and Verona is at Madison Memorial. And down to the final week of the regular season, the boys tournament series begins next Tuesday. girls tournament begins tonight. There's a shot from Anthony Austin. Boy, just what Sun Prairie needed. And now they get back on the break. Block the shot attempt.
Again, the Follette got to the rim, though.
Woo, Donnell Gray. That was a 3 by Austin.
Oh, nice pass.
Cooper Nelson for 2. 13-9. And a travel. Rather had a little stutter step as he tried to make a move to the hoop.
Again, the Follette's attacking the basket. Attack, and Sun Prairie's got to be ready for that. They're either attacking, getting all the way to the rim, or they're attacking and dishing it out to an outside shooter that has his feet set.
I don't know if we're going to get to 105, 104, but you can see how these teams might have put up a lot of points.
You could absolutely see that. They move quickly, both of them.
Mm-hmm. There's Austin, who just hit that 3. Now he pulls up for 2, hits back iron. Strong rebound by Daniel Hawk. Now back out to Austin. There's Cooper Nelson with it. He'll hand off to Schaefer. Now here's Dawson Hughes. Hughes driving. Nope. And the Follette will come away with it. Not much there in the break, so Derek Gray will hold it up.
Sun Prairie's not doing quite the job on the offensive glass that I thought they would, and I think they need to do to be successful. There it is again. There, those Follette kids are going right by them, and if that's going to be the case, Sun Prairie better do something with their second line defense on those plays.
Donnell Gray has 7. Kick to Austin, looking for another triple, and he has it. Wow, 6 quick points for Anthony Austin off the bench, 15-12.
Yeah, I think under normal circumstances, Jay, he's not a really good three-point shooter.
Three-point miss.
If he's going to be hitting them like that, I'm talking about Austin, if he's going to be hitting them like that, you better guard him.
Yep, Austin averages 6 points a game. He has 6 points on 2 trips. Now La Follette, which had fallen behind 11-4, looks for another basket to get him really close, and Schaefer's 3 missed everything. Now here comes La Follette, but Sun Prairie closes the passing lane and gets the steal. And a foul in the backcourt.
Bad foul. You want to get that foul that far from the basket.
Isaiah Stewart. Well, there's Jeff Booz, as we said, 24th season as head coach. Last year's Big 8 Conference Coach of the Year. Sun Prairie won the title with a 17-1 record. They were 25-2 overall. Of course, went to the state championship game before losing to Brookfield East 52-50 in overtime. And man, did they have a team last year.
Yes, that was a great game.
Yeah, a great game, right. Of course, Jalen Johnson went to Nicolay, and his brother went as well. And Marlon Ruffin graduated. So the heart of that Big 8 championship team not in Sun Prairie this year. But the Cardinals had a good season. 15-5 overall. There's a strong move by Alex Voigt.
There they go. La Follette so far hasn't really had an answer to those guys inside.
There's an answer. Troy Reeves.
Do it on this end.
His first basket tonight. 17-14 Lancers.
Reeves is an outstanding shooter. I think he and Darnell Gray are the ones that Sun Prairie has to really be aware of on the perimeter.
Well, that time, that's a travel as Worley tried to make a move to the hoop. There's Kurtrell Robinson, 5th season as Lancers head coach. He's a graduate of La Follette High School in 04, played in the Lancers 2000 state championship team, and boy, he's just a winner. He also played on the NCAA Division II title team at Winona State. Stops at Monona Grove and Sun Prairie before returning to La Follette in 2014.
Sun Prairie's going zone now. It's maybe an answer to LaFollette getting into the lane so easily. Maybe they figure they can keep him out of there with a zone.
Charlie Kunkel's in for LaFollette, gives him a little size at 6'3". Where's number 23? Now Probst got caught up in a lane. There's a corner three by Reeves. Oh, it rimmed out. And the rebound to Worley.
That was a good shot, though. They had patience.
And a slam dunk by Brock Voigt.
That time it was LaFollette that didn't get back. Like you said, maybe we will end up 110 to 109 here.
Now, if you're LaFollette, that's pretty big, long zone that Sun Prairie can put up on you. How do you attack it?
Well, I think just like they attack man-to-man, they're going to try and get into the lane and then either get to the rim or pass to their good shooters. Probst, Reeves, and Gray, Darnell Gray. Those guys can hurt a zone with their outside shooting. Move the ball a little bit, get that zone distorted, have them collapse in an area that has a shooter, and then get the ball to the shooter in that area, and they'll be fine.
Probst missed that last corner three, but on the rebound, that's a foul on Dawson Hughes. It's his second for Sun Prairie.
Probst hasn't shown it yet here, Jay, but he's one of the better shooters in the area. They get him open, give him the shot, he's going to hurt you.
He's made 36% of his threes, 39 made three-point shots. Here's Gray with a long archer that was nothing but the hands of Colin Schaefer. Here comes Sun Prairie running, and another dunk by Voigt.
The Follette's getting beat at their own game here. They've got to get back.
Brock Voigt with two flushes on fast breaks, and Sun Prairie leads. Whoa, what a move there.
That's what they're going to try and do, but now, LaFollette's got to learn their lesson here. It's nice to be really quick and get down offensively, but you've got to get back quickly defensively also.
That's Troy Reeves with his second bucket, 4 points. Gray with a steal. Here he's working with Reeves. He'll drive against Schaefer and score.
I was just about to comment that LaFollette's defense hasn't caused Sun Prairie a lot of problems so far, and I think that's, maybe their second or third turnover, and it led to points.
Foul from behind. That's going to go on Derek Gray, I believe. Yep.
And if Sun Prairie can keep their turnovers to 5 or 6 per half against LaFollette's pressure, they're going to be in pretty good shape. And above and beyond that, you don't want your turnovers to turn into layups for LaFollette on the other end like that last one just did.
23. So here we go. 21-18. Schaefer. Can't quite get it going. Long rebound tracked down by David Gray.
Yeah, Schaefer's an awfully good player, but it's going to take him a while to get his act together here. You can't have the kind of layoff he did. There's Probst showing us what we were talking about.
Boy, that's about the place he had that potential game-winning three when we did the game at East.
If you're going to play zone against LaFollette, you better know where Probst, Reeves, and Darnell Gray are.
Another missed three for Schaefer, but an offensive rebound by Cooper Nelson.
Yeah, that's not Sun Prairie's game. They want to get to the basket, get inside, take advantage of their height. They're not a three-point shooting team. Austin's hit a couple, but for the season he's a 23% shooter, and that's not going to do much for you.
Here's Gray off the turnover, the steal. Reeves fades back. Big battle for the rebound, and Cooper Nelson comes away with it.
Not the shot I think Coach Robinson was looking for on that one. I think he'd rather they work it a little bit more, get a little bit better shot.
Schaefer got a defender in the air and draws a two-shot foul.
Another issue is I see Schaefer going to the line is going to be, it's a nice move, good hesitation. The thing he's going to have to deal with also is his conditioning. When you haven't played basketball for over a year, I don't care how much time you spend on the exercise bike.
Still looking for
be tough.
Yeah, looking for his first point tonight. Missed the first free throw. There's Colin Schaefer on the varsity as a freshman, the top returning scorer for Sun Prairie. He averaged 7.6 a game last year. There's Prather back in for La Follette. The foul was on Troy Reeves, his second. 7 team fouls now on La Follette here with 4:10 left in the first half. 1 of 2 for Schaefer. 5-point lead, La Follette.
Sun Prairie stays zone.
This game was snowed out a couple of weeks ago, so
Probst is through in the corner. Watch out. Well, they didn't get it to him right away. He was available.
they're trying to find an opening in the Sun Prairie defense. They got Cooper Nelson right out front now. He's a long 6'5". Here's Kunkel. Back to Donnell Gray.
La Follette needs to be patient here. They'll get their good look.
Now Probst had a good look off the fake pass and scores again for 3.
If they are patient, that'll be there. And he's just the guy to take that shot.
All of a sudden, it's an 8-point La Follette lead.
And I think that's because La Follette's done a good job of finding their shooters. That's a nice drive.
That's Schaefer.
Schaefer is coming back for us here.
Gray on the way to the hoop draws the foul, and that'll only be the 4th team foul on Sun Prairie. Yeah, so
that was on Schaefer, and I'm going to call that exhaustion foul. He's a little tired.
Look at Schaefer. That's a pretty good explosion right there.
That's a nice move.
Yeah, good to see for Colin Schaefer. 27-21.
Okay, I think Sun Prairie has gone back to man that possession.
Kunkel's block. They save it back in and right into the hands of Brock Voigt. Sun Prairie looks to run. Here's Nelson. Nothing doing, so he gets it back to Voigt. He'll try a straight on 3. A little long.
Not their game.
Here's Probst. He'll take it to the hoop. And he'll have it swatted away by Voigt.
Yes, we had an example there of the. Oh, here we are. Here's the block. That's a nice block.
It's a dandy.
Probst game for the most part, I think, is a standing shooter on the perimeter. Although going to the basket is a good idea to keep the defense honest, but he's a shooter. And then on the other end, we have some kids, I think, from Sun Prairie that are shooting that maybe should be attacking the basket instead.
Gray missed the shot. Look at Kunkel outwork Austin for the rebound for La Follette.
La Follette can't give, Sun Prairie can't give La Follette second chances.
Probst with a 3 and 1. Oh, he's eating up.
That's his game. Now that's his 3rd 3, right, Jay?
Yep, 3 in a row.
And
9 points.
And he's going to get a free throw out of it here.
And that'll be a foul on Cooper Nelson, his first. Look at that, right in the middle.
That's a good job of playing to your strength.
Ben Probst, 14.9 points a game this year. That free throw gives him 10 today. And the lead is 10 for La Follette.
Okay, let's see if we get La Follette. Oh,
yeah.
There.
Oh, hey.
Schaefer.
He's coming in there.
It's going to take him a while to get his game back, but he's off to a nice start.
Oh, he is. 5 points for Schaefer. And a travel. Prather took the step before the dribble.
Basket here would be very helpful for Sun Prairie. They need to get themselves back on their feet here.
Brendan Worley returns.
Get a good basket here, then when we get back on defense, Sun Prairie, let's pay attention to where our guy Probst is.
Yeah. I forgot to mention another guy Sun Prairie lost from last year, Marty Stry. Remember him?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Well, he was just a guy that would mix it up. And he's now walked on to the University of Wisconsin football team, and Brock Voigt drives for 2.
Boy, that's a nice move. That's Sun Prairie's game, getting it to the rim.
Oh, Probst thought about another one. Well, look at this. If this goes in, I think we're all going home.
Okay, that was good defense by Sun Prairie. They didn't give him the good look.
Here's Austin. Nelson kind of prevented him from driving. Here's Voigt. He'll try 3. I guess that would have been a 2. His foot was on the line, but the shot missed, and it'll go back.
Again, I'm going to give advice to Sun Prairie here and say, you know, let's not be into that three-point shot so much. Let's attack the basket. That's what's been successful for you.
Sun Prairie has won or shared the Big 8 conference title in each of the last 3 seasons. Last year was the first time there was an outright Big 8 title. Again, Madison East in possession of that championship this year. Oh, that was a heck of a celebration East had here Friday night when they clinched the title. That means a lot.
Well, they deserved it.
Yep.
They've had a wonderful year.
They're second in the state in the WisSports.net rankings released today. Madison East. 30 seconds left in the first half. La Follette protecting a 6-point lead.
Be patient here, Sun Prairie.
There's Austin driving, kicking outside. That's a 3 from Nelson missing.
They're not listening to me,
No,
Jay.
they are not. Boy, oh boy. Not the first time players haven't listened to you.
If that is the truth.
You're going on about 4 decades of that. Final seconds, first half, and it's turned over.
Well, the Follette keeps trying to give him a chance here.
Yep. Sun Prairie will have 2.7 seconds to work with here. They'll inbound at three-quarter court. Dawson Hughes back in for Sun Prairie. He'll get Cooper Nelson.
He's perhaps their three-quarter court shot specialist.
Well, you better get him in then. Here's Hughes from half court. That looks pretty good. Wow.
It was right on line.
It was.
Every team should have one of those guys. When you have to make a three-quarter quarter, bring them in and let them rip it.
Yeah, they're hard to find, but if you can find one. So Kurtrell Robinson's team with a 6-point lead in the first half at halftime, and well, I guess
I think Jay, the key to this game is going to be the team that stays true to themselves offensively in particular. If Sun Prairie works the ball, takes advantage of attacking the basket with their height advantage, that's going to help them be successful. If La Follette penetrates, attacks the basket, and either gets to the rim or penetrates and dishes to one of their shooters, they're going to be successful. And I think too many times this first half, we've seen both teams get a little bit out of character offensively, and that's only going to hurt them. Don't try to do things you're not real good at doing.
Ben Probst leads everyone with 10 points for La Follette. Donnell Gray with 7. Troy Reeves with 6. And for Sun Prairie, leading the way is Brock Voigt with 7. Colin Schaefer with 5. Anthony Austin hit a couple of threes for 6 points for the Cardinals. It is halftime. And as we go to the break, you're going to take another look at a 4-point play from Ben Probst, the basket and the foul. 31-25 La Follette at half. We'll take a break and start the second half in just a few moments. You're watching the Prep Mania Game of the Week on TVW and channel3000.com. Couple of minutes away from the start of the second half. John Boyle, Jay Wilson with you from La Follette High School, where the Lancers lead Sun Prairie 31-25 at the half. We have a lot of first half highlights to show you. There was plenty of great action. We start out with La Follette as Donnell Gray hits the three, but the Lancers really got their running game going.
Yeah, they did, and here's an example of it. They were beating Sun Prairie back, but Sun Prairie kind of cleaned that up toward the end of the first half. They didn't get a lot of baskets. Now here's Sun Prairie beating La Follette at their own game. And this was Austin hits a couple. He hit a couple of threes, and I'm not sure they can count on that continuing. But
Brock Voigt had a couple of dunks here.
Again, beating La Follette at their own game. And here's Probst. Now here's my favorite move of the whole game. The pass fake. I love that. I didn't notice that the first time, but when we saw it here at halftime, I fell off my chair.
Yeah.
That's my favorite thing in basketball.
I think
the pass fake.
Ben sold that foul pretty good on that 4-point play, too. Cooper Nelson gave him just a little tap on the waist. Boy, he went down hard. It worked.
The flop has become one of the preeminent moves in basketball these days. And everything from professional basketball all the way down to the kindergarten leagues. We got kindergartners flopping.
Kindergartners are flopping?
Yes.
This is terrible news.
Disgusting.
Want to remind you, we're going to add a Prep Mania game of the week. Next Tuesday, we're going to bring you a first-round game, a regional semifinal in the boys basketball tournament as things get underway, and we're going to get it approved tomorrow. We're going to go with River Valley at Lodi. That's going to be a week from tonight, 7 o'clock on channel3000.com. A replay on TVW, but going to get some Division III action. Our first look at River Valley, and we've been to Lodi for football games with the Blue Devils. We'll take a look at their boys basketball team as well. A week from tonight, 7 o'clock, channel3000.com. There's Jeff Booz and his assistants trying to figure out a way to whittle away at this 6-point deficit as we start the second half. Nate Grundle, Mike Riley, and Michael Booz, the varsity assistants for Sun Prairie.
I was very impressed the first half, Jay, how Sun Prairie handled La Follette's pressure. I thought that might be a real issue for Sun Prairie with basically their point guard not playing today.
Well, Alex Voigt couldn't get the layup, but Brock Voigt hit the three. That's 10 points for him, and look at that, 3-point game.
Yeah, well, I still don't think they can count on that. You know, you hit one every once in a while. Sometimes that's what we call fool's gold. There's a Follette playing their game, getting to the rim.
That's David Gray with the basket. Lead back to 5. I'll tell you, the Voigt's got an inside-outside deal going. A couple of dunks and now a 3-pointer.
See, there we go. That's Sun Prairie's game right there.
That's Alex Voigt. 33-30.
I don't care if you make a 3-pointer every once in a while. That's their game.
Let's see if La Follette can get their game going.
And you know, the one thing we haven't really mentioned here with both these teams is Donnell Gray with the ball here is the one kid out on that court that's capable of taking this game over.
Ooh, how about Ben Probst with a left-handed drive for 2?
You know, he does that. It's going to open him up for some more of his outstanding 3-point shooting. You know, if you can get to the basket and you can shoot from a long range, you got yourself a pretty good deal going.
Probst with a season-high 25 against Janesville Craig. He's got 12 so far tonight. Early in the second half. 31-25 La Follette at half. Sun Prairie shaved 1 point off that lead here in the second. Here's Cooper Nelson, works the baseline, kicks it out front. That's a 3-pointer that's short. And the long rebound to Voigt. They'll go to the block to Nelson. That's a nice move. Cooper Nelson for 2.
There's their game. I can't say it enough. That's where Sun Prairie can stick it to La Follette. And they have to keep doing that. We got zone here by Sun Prairie here.
Here's Probst, free, got it. Wow, Ben Probst, his 4th 3 of the night.
That's his spot, and if Sun Prairie's going to play zone, which to be honest with you, I would not recommend. If they're going to play zone, they better know where that guy is, or he'll eat them up.
Yep. 15 of the 38 for La Follette for Probst. Ooh, near steal there by Gray, and then he reached around and fouled Voigt.
And, you know, I think what's given him that shot, Jay, is just the fact that La Follette, Sun Prairie, is in that zone, and there's going to be an open place for him all the time. You know, you might have to pass the ball a few times to find it, but it's going to be there.
Lead back to 6. Hughes pounding the dribble. Now Nelson. Voigt goes up high to get it. Back to Nelson.
Patience, good patience by Sun Prairie.
Hughes works against Gray. He'll kick to Voigt. Nothing doing in the lane for Voigt. Now back out to 3. Oh, John, another 3.
Oh, and it went in.
He made it again. Brock Voigt up to 13 points.
Is that his second or his third?
I think it's 2. 2 dunks, 2 threes. Well, 2 threes in this half, I know that. Maybe that is part of this game.
Yeah, well.
I don't know.
I mean, you know, the stats tell us he's a 28% shooter, and I wouldn't want to go to the bank on that.
Shoot,
but,
he's up to about 35% now.
Yeah, I guess.
Doesn't have all that many attempts.
And that's nothing wrong with being there. Here we go. We're gonna see it again, I think.
Yep.
Boy, talk about being open.
Well, yeah, that helps.
I mean, if I was that open, I would shoot.
I mean, he looked good shooting it.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Really? You would have taken that?
Oh yeah.
Well.
Yeah, you're that wide open.
They didn't have a three-point line, though, back then.
You got to take it back then. They barely had lines on the court.
Sun Prairie foul on Alex Voigt, his second. Probst 3. Ooh, little long.
Well, he was bound to miss sooner or later,
yep.
I guess. But that's still his shot, though.
Yep.
You know, if they're going to give him that one, it's going to cost them.
Well, here's an opportunity for Sun Prairie to really cut into this lead. Voigt, nice cut! Oh, and he missed the dunk. Oh, goodness, Brock Voigt.
He should have pulled up and took a 3.
Oh, man, but that'd have been a big basket. Oh, and at the other end, Voigt makes up for it defensively with a block.
The twin brother give and go. We don't see that very often.
Nice.
It was very nice.
That was nice.
Very nice.
Well, I tell you what, this is the Brock Voigt highlight show here.
Boy, that was a beautiful pass. And
almost had his third dunk of the night.
Yeah,
oh, man.
Get the ball in the basket, young man.
Yep. Okay, 3-point lead, La Follette.
Still zone from Sun Prairie.
Probst, nice kick to the corner. And a drive and a deflection, but Gray gets it back. Scoop shot, no. And the Cardinals coming away with it.
You know, that time, nothing came of it, Jay, but Sun Prairie was paying no special attention whatsoever to Probst. And during that possession, there were a couple of times he was wide open if they would have got him the ball.
DeKoven Prather got tied up with Alex Voigt. Prather gets the personal, his first. Second team foul on La Follette here in the second half. 38-35 the score. La Follette, their halftime lead of 6 has been cut in half.
Again, Sun Prairie, well, I was just going to say Sun Prairie's doing a really nice job of taking care of the basketball. Then they turn it over.
Yep, ball deflected out. Stays with the Lancers.
But that turnover aside, Sun Prairie has, I think, done a real nice job of taking care of the basketball, which is not the easiest thing in the world to do against La Follette.
And for the Austin checks back in for Sun Prairie. He had a couple of three-point baskets in the first half. There's Daniel Hawk, 6'5" senior, back in for the Cardinals.
Boy, Sun Prairie has some nice size.
Yeah.
They're staying in the zone.
Here's a 3 from the corner. Miss. Hawk rips the rebound away from Prather. Again, a chance for Sun Prairie to get to within one. Timeout, Sun Prairie.
Got hung up out by half court, picked up his dribble. That's against La Follette. That's not a good thing to do. They'll jump out in the passing lanes, and you'll end up with a turnover.
Yeah. Next Tuesday, the boys basketball tournament series begins. In this sectional, which the sectional championship will be in Waunakee on March 9th. Only a couple of games on Tuesday. It's number 16 Beloit Memorial hosting number 17 Badger, and number 15 Kenosha Tremper is going to host the 18th seed Janesville Parker. But Sun Prairie and La Follette will get their first tournament action on Friday, March 1st. La Follette is the number 3 seed in the sectional. They'll be hosting number 14 Kenosha Bradford. And the 4th seed Sun Prairie will host Verona in another de facto Big 8 contest. In the sectional, Madison East is the number 1 seed. Racine Park, they got a heck of a team there, the number 2 seed. La Follette 3, Sun Prairie 4, and Madison Memorial is the 5th seed.
It ends up being a Big 8 tournament plus Racine Park.
Right. And Racine Park is no bargain having them join your sectional. Oh, nice drop.
Pass.
And that's a basket for Sun Prairie as Hawk gets the conversion from Austin. Daniel Hawk's first two, 38-37.
Good pump fake.
Missed the shot. Rebound Sun Prairie. Schaefer tries to get the break going for the Cardinals. Now Schaefer gets the back handoff from Hawk. And Austin will reset. Boy, Sun Prairie has a chance to get the lead here. Been a long time for the Cardinals. Schaefer, oh, great defense by Gray. Ties him up.
Jump ball. Yep, that was a good call. A little bit too much dribbling.
Alternate possession will go to La Follette. Oh, that is all ball.
Yep, he just tried to do a little bit too much one-on-one there. Because I'm not sure it's going to be real easy to get by Gray. He's a pretty good defender. Let's see if they find the weakness. Oh, boy.
Gray's three misses, and Hawk with another rebound. Well, he tried to throw it off a La Follette player, but it skipped all the way out to Reeves. He has his shot blocked, no foul, and Cooper Nelson comes away with it for Sun Prairie. Here's Austin driving.
Right, nice drive.
Scoring, and Sun Prairie is in front.
Boy, he's been a spark for him. He had a real nice assist the last possession, and then this one he gets the layup.
Couple threes in the first half. 8 points for Anthony Austin. Well, now the Lancers need to have something good happen. Reeves for three. That's pretty good.
That was good ball movement. Get the guy to a good shoot. Get the ball to a good shooter that's wide open, and that's what happens.
Reeves with 9. La Follette back in front. Voigt gets the baseline, gets inside and scores.
Boy, he did that nice. Sun Prairie's done a very nice job of getting to the baseline here in this game. And, you know, the flip side of that we could say is that La Follette has not done a very good job of taking it away.
Ooh, Reeves with a long three that rims out.
I'm not sure that's the shot they wanted right there.
Here's Austin. Ooh, look at him put on the brakes. Gets a pick from Hawk, who rolls to the hoop. Now Austin finds Voigt. Voigt works against Jaheim Ingram. Ingram in number 10 for La Follette. Here's Hawk. Traveled. Oh, Probst was right there defending, and it forced the turnover.
Well, there were any number of things you could have called on that one, I think. Are we going to see it here? Does an elbow? Does he kind of elbows him out. Get out of my way. And I think he got lucky just to be called for traveling. But, you know, you had to call something on that one.
Right. Kurtrell Robinson's team gets the ball right back. in a tie game, 41 apiece.
I don't think we're going to make it to that 100.
No.
I suppose we could go 5 or 6 overtimes.
Yeah.
That might
they
do
went
it,
2, yeah. It was 91-91 at regulation in that game.
We're not going to get there.
No. But we could have a 1-point game the way this is shaping up. Back cut to Probst, and then he threw it away. Kunkel was in the corner and couldn't get to it.
Sun Prairie's in a 1-3-1 zone now, and I'm very curious to see if LaFollette has the patience as to how Sun Prairie's going to deal with Probst in the corner against that defense. He's liable to get himself a wide open shot. That time he cut out of the corner. He maybe should have stayed put in the corner.
Well, a little bobble on the inbound, but Austin able to recover.
High-low action.
Here's Voigt in the lane. Tough shot. Tip, no. Nelson still fighting. And Gray comes away with it for LaFollette. Lancers look to run. Gray all the way to the hoop and draws the foul.
Boy, he's quick to the basket.
He is.
That's back on the Sun Prairie offensive end. That was that high-low brother-to-brother action is nice. Here, he snuck right in between the two of them, but got it blocked.
Our first player with 3 personal fouls is Alex Voigt for Sun Prairie. Second team foul on the Cardinals' second half, and here's Reeves getting his 10th point on the free throw that rolls around the rim and goes in. Dawson Hughes back into the Sun Prairie lineup. Troy Reeves. He's been a double-figure scoring machine this season. His season high is 27 at Beloit, where he hit 4 3-pointers.
We're about to get to the point in the game, Jay, where LaFollette's pressure, we're going to see if it's going to cause some fatigue here with Sun Prairie. Sun Prairie's handled it very well so far, but against that kind of pressure, you got to get a little tired as time goes on in this game.
Austin missed, rebound, Voigt, and he's fouled.
And with that said about the, LaFollette's pressure, another place that fatigue might show up is on the glass, and Sun Prairie's height might start taking a little bit more, becoming a little bit more important here than it was earlier in the game.
This is going to be a LaFollette timeout. Ingram got the foul for the Lancers. It's going to be a 30-second timeout.
We're gonna have a good finish here. Okay, here's the drive. He had inside position. You can't allow that to happen.
I think they said the foul was on the floor, so no free throws coming. There you see the LaFollette huddle. They've been to state 7 times. 3 state championships, 1977, 1982 under Pete Olson, and 2002 under Eric Nelson, who later became the girls basketball coach at Monona Grove. Their last appearance at state for LaFollette, 2003. And Sun Prairie, as we said, made it to state last year and lost in the final. Here we go. Dawson Hughes to inbound for Sun Prairie. They'll go out high, and it's almost stolen, and Reeves saves it back to Kunkel. Boy, great hustle by Reeves. Now let's see if the Lancers can do something with it. Reeves, good look from 3.
Nice fake.
Yep, short. Gray is fouled on the rebound. That's going to go against Dawson Hughes, his 3rd.
Sun Prairie lost the ball on that inbounds play because they didn't make their cuts hard. They just kind of wandered to where right there. You didn't really see it, but
look at Reeves.
Good hustle.
Going among the patrons to get that one. Okay, and that's going to be a foul, and if that's on Alex Voigt, that's going to be his 4th. So Alex Voigt, 4th personal foul. He'll take a seat.
That could be an issue.
Yeah.
He and his brother have played very well together here tonight.
Alex has 6. Here's the inbound to Reeves, who banks it in.
Wow. He got awfully open somehow.
I love the bank shot. Nobody makes bank shots anymore.
We've seen a couple things here. Bank shots, pass fakes. That's the good stuff. That's basketball.
Yep. Foul. See, I grew up with a bank shot in our barn growing up in central Wisconsin. The wall was to the right side of the basket.
In the barn.
So you could only shoot, you could only shoot on the left side. So you banked everything.
Were the Cows on your team?
They were downstairs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, in the parlor.
Okay.
45-41. No, it wasn't a peach basket. It was had a net and everything.
I didn't say it was a peach. Whoa, there's a lot.
Somebody said in my ear it was a peach basket. 45-41. We did have bushel baskets, which are now worth about $1 billion if you would have hung on to them for, antiques.
Okay, we're to the point in the game here where fatigue is going to start to play a little bit of a factor.
Yeah,
you're going to start seeing more shots come up short than you did earlier. You're going to see more fouling by players that weren't quite with it enough to get in position, and they're going to start reaching a little bit.
Well, third personal foul on Troy Reeves of La Follette. Boy, Dawson nearly made that darn thing. So here comes Dawson Hughes to the free throw line. 66% on the year from the free throw line, and makes the first. First point of the night for Dawson Hughes.
Yeah, Sun Prairie team-wise is a very average free throw shooting team. And I have a hunch they're going to be getting to the line a fair amount here toward the end. They're going to have to make these.
.42, and now a 2-point game as Hughes makes them both.
And this sometimes is where a player the caliber of Gray, Darnell Gray, takes over a game. He's capable of it.
Here's Gray. Ingram made it look like he was thinking about 3, but I don't think he's going to take that one. Oh, that's a beautiful floater shot from Derek Gray for his first basket tonight. Lancers up 4.
Sun Prairie needs an answer here.
Voigt. Here comes La Follette the other way. Gray driving, scoring. Derek Gray again.
Sun Prairie got beat back like they were getting beat early in the game. I thought they kind of more or less cured that, but I guess not.
Schaefer's 3 misses, and the rebound to Stewart. Here comes Gray on the fly. Oh, and a little too much mustard on that one. Turnover.
Sun Prairie's made a couple of mistakes here with the way they're playing, and they've got to get organized and get back to what it is that they do well.
49-43. Big trip for Sun Prairie here as they've fallen behind by 6.
It's a good matchup here. Schaefer on Donnell Gray.
Oh, and a steal. Oh, man, that's Gray again. Derek Gray with 6 straight points.
Okay, crunch time right here, brother.
Austin. Voigt couldn't quite pull off the 3-point attempt.
Sun Prairie needs to keep their composure.
Voigt.
And get a good one.
Driving,
like
scoring.
That was good. That was good.
And a quick timeout.
That was a good response by Sun Prairie. That was a mature response. You know, you lose a lot of ground like they just did there over the last couple of minutes. The tendency is to try and get it all back at one time, and they showed good perseverance on that last possession.
And I like that. I like the no call either.
Right.
The La Follette player tried to draw the offensive foul.
A little bit of a flop there.
Yeah. So 51-45,
okay,
and
we're
let's
take
take
it
a look
again here.
Yeah.
Very good no call. Very good.
Boy, how about Brock Voigt? He has 17 points.
And when do you bring back the other one?
Yeah, he's got 4, does Alex Voigt. Dawson Hughes with 3 personal fouls. The only guy with 3 fouls for La Follette is Troy Hughes. Ben Probst leads the Lancers with 15. Troy Reeves with 13.
We haven't heard from Ben here for a while, have we? But Sun Prairie certainly can't forget about him.
Nope. So here come the Lancers. They'll have the ball in a 6-point lead with a little over 5 minutes left. And here we go.
And Sun Prairie needs some good defensive possessions here. Keep them out of the lane.
Sun Prairie has 4 team fouls. La Follette has 5. Sun Prairie has 2 timeouts left. La Follette 4. Here's Gray. Lost it, but right into the hands of Stewart. Miss. Gray tipped, but Cooper Nelson clears for Sun Prairie.
Good defensive possession by Sun Prairie that time.
An important one for sure. Voigt just works his way down. He's inside. He scores.
Oh, that was a tough shot. A tough angle on that one. I was about to yell, don't shoot that one.
Brock Voigt has 19.
La Follette really hasn't had an answer for him.
Well, he's a tough matchup for anybody, but particularly for La Follette.
With the size disadvantage here.
Here's Gray, who's been red hot. Snuffed out of there by Voigt. Another block for Voigt. Schaefer works baseline. Blocked out of bounds.
Drove himself into trouble there. That's probably one place he should have stayed away from. And, you know, that using that baseline as the extra defender, that he had 2 guys on top of him. So in essence, he was triple teamed on that one, and you could see that coming. If you're going to drive to baseline, you need to see the end of the play. Don't just go in there and hope. Oh, wow.
Inbound. Nelson, oh, he missed the layup.
Ooh, you got to make that one.
Yep.
You want to come back, you got to get a good shot like that, you got to make it.
Reeves, oh, wild shot. Right into the hands of Nelson.
Well, he got inside. He did a nice job of getting inside. He just, you know, he was off balance. Probably should have passed that one out instead of trying to shoot it.
Here's Voigt working on Probst. Boy, he gets inside, and he is tough to stop.
I mean, they have Sun Prairie has such a height advantage here that he's.
You know, Reeves nearly got the block, but he picked up his 4th personal foul. 4 on Reeves.
Well, there's an old adage that says you don't try and block the shot of somebody that's taller than you are. I mean, I'm sure there's a time and a place for it, but as a general rule, if you try and block a shot of somebody that's a bigger guy than you are, this is what's going to happen. He's going to end up on the free throw line.
Voigt missed his first 2 free throws. He's made his last 2, and now he missed his 5th of the night. 20 points for Voigt, 51-48.
That's going to cost him. Got to make your free throws. Okay, Sun Prairie's in man-to-man.
Derek Gray, who's given La Follette a nice burst in the second half as he drives to the lane. He's fouled. I think that's going to be on Dawson Hughes. That's his 4th.
That's an exhaustion foul. You let him get a little bit by you, then you reach out and try and make up for your mistake with your hands, and that doesn't work.
5th team foul, number 5 on Sun Prairie second half. We approach the 3-minute mark. La Follette trying to sweep the season series. Gray a little long. And the rebound to Hughes for Sun Prairie. Here comes Dawson pushing. There's Nelson. Got a step. Nelson, little contact. Now a foul. Oh, and if that's on Reeves, that's going to be his 5th. And a technical foul on Reeves. Oh, boy. That compounds the problem.
You got to keep your composure, you know. You know, that's a situation where you do that, you know, you just say, well, all I care about is myself. You know, I want to save face. I don't care about my team. And that's not a good way to operate.
Yeah. So there it is, and then you see the tee right there.
They gave him a little rope. They probably could have got him a little bit before that too. But
how about opportunity knocking for Sun Prairie here?
Yeah.
Boy, oh boy. So Nelson is going to shoot the 2-shot foul first. Missed it. So he'll get one more. There's Reeves, who's fouled out of the game with 13 points. So one more for Nelson. Cooper Nelson's a 61% free throw shooter on the season. Makes that one.
And it's good for him to get that. He's had a little trouble getting the ball in the basket tonight.
Now Schaefer will shoot the technical. And one more coming for Schaefer, who's up to 6 points. And boy, what a great sign that is for Jeff Booz's club.
I give this young man credit. I never thought that he would come to this level this quickly. I thought he'd spend, you know, this is his 2nd game back. I thought he'd probably spend 3 or 4 games fumbling, stumbling around. But boy, he's right back. You know, I'm sure not where they want him to be, but he's well on his way.
So 3 free throws ties the game for Sun Prairie, and the Cardinals get possession. Here's Voigt. Who's going to handle him? And a foul! Brock Voigt has been a man in the 2nd half.
You know, you might want to think about doing something where you don't let him get the ball up there, because once he gets it there, he's owned this. He's owned that lane. I mean, that's... What's he got point-wise now, Jay?
22.
22, yeah. And pretty much all on that type of move, or a lot of it. Right? A lot of it, anyway.
Brock Voigt matching his number with 23 points. You know, and now it's LaFollette making something happen. Probst 3, no. Gray fouled on the tip follow.
Yeah, they got the good shot, the shot they wanted.
Oh, and I think that, let's see. It's going to be on Anthony Houston. I was worried it was going to be on Hughes, and that would have been his 5th.
Couldn't really tell there. It's that timeout by Sun Prairie?
Yeah. Boy, Sun Prairie has trailed for most of this game, but they've hung in there.
Yeah, you know, it was that technical foul. You know, you just, I know these are young men, but
yeah,
you gotta keep your composure. You affect your whole team that way in a negative manner.
Would you like to know the winners of the Madison mayoral race, the primary? Soglin and Rhodes Conway will face off in the general election in April.
Okay.
Breaking news on TVW and channel3000.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm so used to having been in Middleton that I kind of forget sometimes that I'm a Madison resident now. So, you know, if I
you forget you're a Madison resident?
Yeah, if I'd have thought of it ahead of time enough, I might have run.
Gee. Hope you remember every garbage day.
Yeah. Oh, that I do.
Good.
That I do. But, it's gonna be interesting here coming down the stretch. It's LaFollette's going to get the ball in the hands of Gray, Donnell Gray, and we'll see what he can do with it. Sun Prairie, if they keep working that high post down the lane maneuver to Voigt there, LaFollette has shown no inclination to be able to stop that at all.
Here's Derek Gray, who's been a offensive factor for La Follette in the second half.
He's played well.
He has. A couple of free throws coming for the 6-foot junior guard for La Follette.
He's got a nice shot, nice and smooth. I like that.
64% free throw shooter on the season. This to get La Follette within one with 2:27 left. Long rebound to Stewart, and he's fouled. Well,
that's one of the 10 commandments of basketball. You cannot allow a team to get an offensive rebound on a free throw. And here we are. Let's see why this happens.
And this will be Dawson Hughes' 5th personal foul. So Reeves is gone for La Follette with 5 fouls, and now Dawson Hughes disqualified with 5 personals.
That rebound, it took a long bounce, but you've still got to get that.
Right.
You still have to get that.
So here's Isaiah Stewart with a chance to tie it. It's a 1-and-1. He'll get a second. Charlie Kunkel checks in for La Follette. He'll get David Gray.
Okay, when Sun Prairie brings the ball down here, Jay, who do we want getting it?
23.
We're going to look for 23.
We're going to pound it inside to 23.
Okay.
Ooh, missing. So it stays a 1-point Sun Prairie lead.
We're not to the point in the game yet where Sun Prairie is going to think about holding it.
He's 23, working on Kunkel. Voigt, oh man, he's so strong.
I guess you called that one.
Yeah, well, pretty easy. Now here's La Follette. They need a hoop. Oh, a beautiful reverse by Stewart.
No help from the weak side by Sun Prairie.
It's 56-55.
Defensive mistake. Here's a good matchup.
Schaefer will work against Gray. Look out, count gets close to 10, but Schaefer gets across the line. Voigt, thought about
he
3.
Wanted it, didn't
Nelson
he?
Driving, scoring! Cooper Nelson with a huge basket.
That was big.
58-55. Kunkel drives and scores. Beautiful pass sets up Charlie Kunkel. 58-57, 1:15 left.
This is obviously where Sun Prairie wants the balls with Schaefer against the pressure.
Voigt spinning, missing. Probst with a rebound.
Got a little too impatient with that one.
La Follette's down 1. Timeout, Lancers.
You know, as good as Voigt has been this game, that was a mistake. You know, he's been successful with that move. Wasn't there that time. Ball came loose a little bit. Lived to fight another day.
And La Follette defended it pretty well, too. I give him credit there.
Yes, they did. And, he better realize that they're going to come after him now. He may have to get the ball somewhere else.
You remember back at the start of the game, we told you that Rajay Williams and Delaware Hale, 2 guys that combined average about 22 points a game for Sun Prairie. They aren't even playing tonight.
No,
and the Cardinals have a 1-point lead with just under a minute left.
Yeah, I like the way Sun Prairie has played tonight. I think they've really done a nice job. Of course, having Schaefer back, here's some of his moves to the basket there. That's a tough shot.
Yeah, that's Stewart with the answer. And Voigt. Here's Nelson.
That was a nice move.
Yep.
Helps that he's left-handed, I think.
Sure does. Yep. 58-57. Both teams have 2 timeouts left. Sun Prairie's in the double bonus.
And I'll bet you in this under 1 minute, we use all 4 of those timeouts. What do you think?
I think it's going to take a while, these final 57 seconds. La Follette, by the way, in the bonus, 7 team fouls on Sun Prairie. Well, Ben Probst has been a little quiet here in the second half, but maybe he's the guy that's going to get a chance here. Let's see. Gray's a pretty good option, too. Oh, he tripped and fell. Here's Gray. He'll try a free throw line jumper that misses. Rebound to Austin for Sun Prairie. Look out. Here comes a double team and a timeout by Jeff Booz. Wow.
Now, Sun Prairie, I believe, was trying to foul there. They didn't get it done, but I think that's what's going to happen. I think, Sun Prairie, if they can, they're going to hold on to it. And Follette, I think they're going to foul immediately, if not quicker. And we're going to have to, if you're Sun Prairie, you're going to have to make free throws. So what Coach Booz wants to do, he wants to make sure that his best free throw shooters are out on the court. And unfortunately, that is not a strength of Sun Prairie.
That's right.
Their best free throw shooter is Hale. He's not playing tonight.
Yeah.
And I don't think they have, as I look at my stats here, I don't think they have anybody over 65, 66%.
No, it's all the 50s and 60s, yeah.
That's very mediocre.
I'd have to say these two teams are pretty evenly matched. They went a 1-point game, double overtime, the first meeting in Sun Prairie. Now we're a 1-point game with 39 seconds left in the second half here.
And even with the personnel a little different than it was the first time around.
Yeah.
I think, Schaefer makes a difference. Williams is gone for good. I think Hale will be back. I think they expect him back. So Sun Prairie's going to be tough to deal with in the tournament.
Right.
Okay, let's see what we have here. Better make sure your passes, Sun Prairie.
Nelson inbounds. Austin gets it and gets fouled. That one goes on Derek Gray, his third.
You're going to foul. That's the way to do it immediately. I don't know what ran off of the clock there. Not even a second, huh?
Austin is a 54% free throw shooter.
That's to LaFollette's advantage at this point.
Double bonus. Rolls out.
Those things are so important. Just free throw.
I'll tell you what, shooting free throws late in the game when it's a one-pointer and you're there, those are tough.
Yeah.
Those are tough.
Looks easy, and we can talk smart over here, but
right.
One of us would shoot this and probably go over the backboard.
Second from Austin. Got it.
Okay.
2-point lead, Sun Prairie. Plenty of time left. Here's Gray. Here's Stewart. And got it in a foul.
And the foul. Wow.
Isaiah Stewart ties the game.
Okay, here it is.
Boy, and that's big old Brock Voigt defending him there.
Yeah. I'm not, I don't have this. You can watch him here. That was a drive to the left with a left-handed shot by a right-handed young man.
Stewart converts the three-point play.
Okay.
60-59 LaFollette.
Sun Prairie going to call a timeout here.
They've got one timeout left. Schaefer, look out. Double team coming. Here's Voigt. Now Sun Prairie will get the time with 14.7 seconds left.
Boy, Voigt had the ball in pretty good position.
Yeah.
They're going to have to work some to get that good a set up again.
Okay, here's the deal. 14.7 seconds left. LaFollette up 60-59. Sun Prairie is now out of timeouts.
What I want to do in this situation is I want to have your ball handler take the ball and attack the basket. Sun Prairie really doesn't have that type of player with Williams out. Their offensive move has been get the ball to the high post and let Voigt work with it. And under these circumstances, he's sure to draw a double team, and that gets a little risky. I might go back to before they took that timeout and have Voigt with the ball 7 feet from the basket and let him go to work. Work from there. But
he'd love that chance again. Now, I think.
What was that movie, Groundhog Day?
Yeah, right.
Let us do that again, please.
Over and over and over. Again, LaFollette's in second place in the Big 8 Conference. 11-4. Sun Prairie tied for third.
You know, we used to do this. I would call that timeout and come up with this great. See that board he's got there? I would draw the greatest play in the history of basketball on that board, and we'd come out and wouldn't come anywhere close to running what I put on that little board.
And everybody was nodding yes when they left the huddle.
I got you. What did he say?
Okay, here we go. Cooper Nelson will inbound. This is Voigt. Voigt works on Probst. Voigt, lane, shooting.
Wow.
And Sun Prairie goes up by a point. 27 for Brock Voigt. Oh, that thing hung on the rim and fell through.
And I was about to say, you know, all his work has been done from the free throw line to the basket. That's one of the first times I can remember that he got the ball on the wing like that. So he was doing something that he really hasn't done for the most part all game. And, you know, give him credit. Boy, that was nice.
I'll tell you what, Probst was chest up on him too, defending him. But he got the roll, and it's 61-60 Sun Prairie.
I thought the one thing we might see there would be about 3 or 4 guys collapsing on him. Okay, now what do we call him?
Well, here's the deal. You got 5.8 seconds left.
That's a lot of time.
That is a lot of time. Now, it'll feel like it's not that much time. But stay composed.
Stay composed. You have a real good senior leader in Gray.
Yep.
He's going to understand the clock. You know, he's been in this position before. I'm giving the ball to Gray, and I'm letting him go to the basket. And, you know, maybe he kicks it out to Probst in the corner. I'm assuming they're going to stick Probst in one of the corners. And he's going to drive to the side that Probst is on. If Probst man collapses on him, we're going to pop it back out to Probst. Now this is almost the identical situation they were in when we were over here doing the Memorial game.
Yes.
Almost identical. And Follette scored on an offensive rebound, if I'm not mistaken.
Everybody on their feet.
Okay, if I'm Sun Prairie, this makes me nervous.
It's a 1-and-1 if it's a common foul. Here we go. Here's Gray. Foul! 1.5 left. It's going to be Derek Gray to the free throw line for a 1-and-1. They called Anthony Austin for the personal foul.
You know, you almost have to make that call. Wasn't much of a foul, but then under those circumstances, you almost have to. Sun Prairie came out. They spread out the court. They gave LaFollette a little bit too much space to operate in.
1-and-1. Got it. Tie game.
Oh, boy. This is what we call, in the business, we call this a pressure free throw.
I'd say so.
But, yeah, he can bring, you know, if he misses it, we'll just go to overtime.
This is for the lead. Got it.
Got to throw it all the way down.
Intercepted, and LaFollette wins it.
Okay.
Two spectacular meetings with Sun Prairie and Madison LaFollette. Both of them go to the Lancers. The first one in double overtime. This one in regulation. 62-61 LaFollette.
That was a good basketball game, Jay.
I might even say great.
Yeah, you know, you give credit to both teams. They both battled. They both played good basketball, which, believe me, this time of year when you've been eliminated from the conference race is not an easy thing to do. Okay, and they both played well, and this tells me that both these teams, you better watch out for them in the tournament.
Yeah.
I think they're just about capable of beating anybody in the sectional. Of course, you make East the favorite, obviously. And, you know, I don't know much about Racine Park, but I wouldn't bet a lot of money against either of these teams.
What do you think about Derek Gray for the post-game interview?
I think he's always
he can tell us what it's like to be on the free throw line with the game on your hands.
Yeah,
and everybody watching.
Yeah, that was nice. Happy for him, he played well.
Well, Brock Voigt led Sun Prairie and everyone with 27 points tonight. And for La Follette, Ben Probst with 15, Troy Reeves with 10, Isaiah Stewart 10, and Derek Gray with 9, and 2 really, really big ones at the end.
Yeah, Voigt was pretty much unstoppable. He came up, I guess, 1 possession short.
Yeah, that's right.
And again, hugely interesting, fun, well played basketball game. It kind of gets the old. Gets the blood flowing.
Yeah. So La Follette goes to 12-4 in the Big 8. Sun Prairie drops to 11-6.
Sun Prairie doesn't have anything to be ashamed of. They gave it. They're playing in some ways with kind of a new team. They lost 2 starters. They're bringing back a guy that hasn't played all year. They had some adjustments to make. They made them, and watch out. You never know.
What a game. La Follette wins it 62-61. A reminder, a week from tonight, we'll be in Lodi for Division III tournament action as River Valley visits Lodi, 7 o'clock on channel3000.com. Thanks to our great Rush Media crew for all of their great work. As you see Derek Gray's free throw that wins it.
Game winner.
Final again, La Follette 62, Sun Prairie 61. Thanks to Derek Dombrowski running the truck again for TVW and channel3000.com. John Boyle, Jay Wilson. Thank all of you for joining us. And good night from Madison La Follette High School.